Guys, I'm sorry. I just had a panic attack. That's why I'm late, and I apologize for that. My It's like really, really cold here. I actually haven't seen it this cold here before, and my cats were out this afternoon because they're just dying to go out. Moose caught a bird, true to form, and the sun is setting, and I was like, come on, come on, come on. I was trying to get him to come in because it's getting ugly. Like, Bo loves it in this kind of cold, and even he's going out and like lifting his feet as he goes to the bathroom because his paws are starting to freeze. So I'm sorry, I just was starting to freak out. I was like, the sun is setting, I need to get him in. I finally got him in, so everybody's in. I feel. Seamus, don't be scaring us. Hope. Hope, I'm so glad I got to see you yesterday. Yeah, Sherry LeBrun, they sure are. Hey, Jamie Palmer, I get weird about my animals and this any kind of bad weather. Does he want to come in? Bobsy? Bobsy. Bobsy. Anyway, severe weather, I don't like it with animals, and I gotta, they come first, guys. Hey, Renee B. Punky, why don't you come up here? Look at how cute. See, look, brother. Look at him. Look at Bo putting his paw on him. They do this all day. They love each other. They're so interested in each other. Seamus loves Bo and thinks Bo is his father. Let's all watch the Bo show. Look at how cute that this is all day long. I try to make shorts out of this. Jen Finberg. Hey, babe. Lumen. Haven't seen you in a while. Is that so cute? Oh my God. Armine, why are you awake? Why? Why, Armine? Why? Kat, I love you, girl. Look at, we're just watching the show real quick before we start the other show. You love him? That's your brother, but your brother thinks that you're his father. It's a whole weird Hills Have Eyes thing. Anna Banana, love you, girl. This was so much fun yesterday. Hey, Sophia. Oh, Bojangles. He's a nice guy, but he stinks because he's got to go get groomed next week, and he's a friendly person. All right, Bo. Hey, Debbie Zito. Hey, Kim Gray. How is the teeth? Nope, good. Hey, Mimi. Kim is blue. Snow Bo. Is he trying to play with him still? Okay, too much, Bo. Don't forget that he's small. Like, they really F around with each other. It's quite cute. He doesn't do this as much with Moose, but they like, Bo, be nice to your brother, though. You know how I feel. Hey, be nice. Be nice to your brother. He is small. I know. Everybody's wound up, guys. Hey, Maisie Shiloh. Everybody's wound up because everybody has cabin fever. Trixie, love you. Victoria, hey babe, Hope again. I'm so glad we got to see you yesterday. Hey, Verbo Boss. Good for you, Verbo Boss. You and Baby Steps are in that 70-degree California weather. How do you know that you're rubbing it in? What if we love it, Verbo Boss? What if we love it here? What if we love this kind of weather? We don't, but what if we did? Hey, Robin W. West Lightburn. Hey, Tammy up in New York. Bo, you're kind of overdoing it. I do have power, Natalie. We never lost power. I'm very, very grateful for that. Hey, Bo, you need to go lay down, dude. Leave your brother alone and go lay down. Oh, isn't he cute though? Bo is so cute. Tash Bits, loved your email, Tash. You were strangely intuitive in that email. That was strange to me. Hey, Grandma Sunshine Dragon, Angie Mo, how are you doing with power? You live near my sister, and my sister got her power back last night. I was assuming you did. Hey, Almost Gray Australia. In the last week, 60 Minutes Australia, my thoughts are due to Jenna. Okay. Well, that's great. That's great news. We support Jenna. Hey, Christine. Jennifer Ogle, thank you for being here. Marie Marion's here. Becky USA. Hey, babe. Hey, Mama E. Erica. I hope your party went well last night. Mods, of course, Mods. Thank you for being here. And also, Mods, don't forget, guys, anything bought in the merch shop right now supports the moderators, kind of like Nora's doing on her channel. I bought a hat on Nora's channel, and kind of excited about that. And anything that you guys purchase out of the merch shop on my channel goes to the mods. I'm going to give all that to the mods. Hey, Kim is blue. Hey, Linda, Amy Edge, Robin Miners. Thanks, babe. Hey, yeah, Margie Bar, I'm glad you made it. Andy, welcome. Joanne Hawley in Canada, welcome. Okay, Bo, he's not that fascinating. You guys live together. Bo, I know, Sophia, it's true. Hey, Eric in California, Jackie C, Chops World, I'm really happy to see you back. Okay, guys, starting to get to be too much. Do I need to get Huxley to get you out of here? Hey, Lazy Silver. Hey, Anita Card. I don't know yet. They're just, being little dickheads. Anita Card and Kat. Yeah, Hux, see if Seamus wants out. Seamus? Yeah. Thank you, Hux. It was so fun. Hey, Buffy. I won a big prize, so that was awesome. Oh my God, that's fun to win a prize. Rhonda McNeil. Blessed Gloria. I got about 3 hours of sleep last night. How'd you guys do? Armine still hasn't slept. Holly, Karen Doll, you guys really, really brought the noise. I've never partied like that before. I can't believe I have a voice. Honestly, I feel like I'm pushing it a little bit. I have a raging headache. I've taken 2 Advils. It won't even come near it. Chops World, I'm not kidding. I mean that. I've thought about you. I talked about you in the Zoom call. I'm just really happy to see you. Kim Leanne, you're cute. Guys, Kim Leanne comes to the Zooms, but she doesn't talk. So I just assumed she was OSA all this time. And I just was like, that's okay. We can have an OSA member in here. Everyone's welcome, right? Hey, Diana H, hungover. I know, I feel hungover too, if I knew what that felt like. Joanne Hawley got 2 hours of sleep. Hey, Kelly, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit how long it went. Kim Leanne is super cute. We assumed she comes to the Zoom calls every month, but I was like, I think she's OSA. She just doesn't talk. And that's okay. Just everyone looked the other way. Hey, Lady O. And hey, Leslie. And she finally spoke like at the end of the call. And I thought she was just this cute blonde lady from Idaho or something. Like she just kind of looks like a Midwestern gal. And she was like, oh, hi. I can't even do it. She had like the thick, decayed, fair dinkum Australian accent. And I was like, you have an accent? You've been coming to these calls for how many months in a row? And I was like, you're not from Idaho? Like you're not from Ohio? I thought you were just this lady in your kitchen in Ohio. Hey, Mindy Doolin. Lydia got a few hours of sleep. You slept on some of the call. No, it was no joke. She's straight up from Australia. Like she's really cool. Anybody in Australia is really cool. You missed Kim Leanne speaking. Yeah, she finally talked for the first time. Again, I thought she was just like an OSA op that was in there, but no, she's a real person. She has real feelings and thoughts. Yeah, no, it was a whole thing. We all got to really experience that. Those sneaky Aussies. It's really just cold here, Buffy. I get that. Yeah. Kat, how's your animal? How's your dog? Hey, old Charlie. Speaking of fair dinkum, don't know how long I can be on. Waiting on a call from Jerry and waiting to find out if they are going to call off school for tomorrow. Okay. Well, we'll just wait around for Jer and hopefully he's on time this time. Jerry tends to be questionable with when he says he's going to call. Does he call? But I feel like all men of the world are that way. Like they say they're going to call, but then, next thing you know, it's 2 years they've ghosted you. And then they're just like, calling you on a weekend and you're like, who is this? So we'll see if Jerry calls. And I would say there's probably not going to be school tomorrow. But thank you for your super chat. You didn't have to super chat that Jerry was going to be unreliable. It was such a good time. It was so much fun. Worth the lack of sleep. Anita Card got loopy. A few of us, like I don't drink. Hey, Nicole Hazelnut. But I'm embarrassed to say how long that Zoom call went. Cue the haters. I've never done anything like that in my life. I think I should get a silver play button just for that. I also think that Zoom should pay me. Like, why am I paying a monthly fee to Zoom? They should be paying me. Guys, Seamus, quit being weird. Thanks. Renee B. It was the longest Zoom call by far that we've ever done. It was 17 and a half hours. We started that Zoom call at noon, 12:02, because I was late because I couldn't figure out how to get into my own Zoom meeting. Hey, Diamond Cutter. We got way more than our money's worth. Yeah, I feel that way. I feel like I should get a big check. Just kidding. No, we started at 12:02 and we ended at 5 like 45 in the morning. Like the sun was coming out and I was so loopy. I felt like I was totally wasted. Yeah. Nope. Holly, you tapped out at 12 hours. I kept going and I could have kept going was the problem. Hey, fanciest face. It was the craziest. I've never had that kind of energy. I can't believe my voice held out. Like all of us, Zoom refund. I think that's appropriate. I think that's fair. Robin, thank you all the way over there in Utah. I appreciate that very much. Robin, you brought it last night. Yeah, Kim is blue. Thank you for your super chat. You brought the noise. Everybody brought a lot to the table yesterday, and I just want to say thank you. I don't know that any of us came up for air. Hope was like, I went as long as I could. Did you see my dog update? Do you want me to retype it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If you don't mind, just copy and paste in there. Can we do it again tonight? Nobody slept. If I were on a Zoom call that long, it would have to be with Reese. That is so sweet, Rhonda. I love you. It was so much fun. We were laughing like it got loopy. We got to meet people's family yesterday. Was everyone drinking coffee and energy drinks? I actually didn't. I drank nothing. I started out with some tea and like a half a cup of water, and I never drank again. And I woke up today with a raging headache. And I think I'm severely dehydrated. I think I still am, actually. I don't know that I've peed at all. Hey, Pepper Jelly. It was so fun having you guys. Pepper Jelly has been sober for 2 years now. We celebrated that yesterday in the Zoom call. That's a really big deal. She posted it on Facebook as well. And I really want to celebrate that. It was an honor to have her there. Old Charlie, it's a lot of fun. Zoom calls are not for everyone. Thanks, Kim is blue. I've got some water. Horrible headache. Zoom calls are not for everyone. Hey, Michelle Lynn. Today I learned in therapy about blame versus reciprocity. Interesting. Mind blown, different perspective. Well, feel free to share with us. Linda Garrison, Laker Dog. Where have you been? I'm so happy to see you. Welcome. You got to see my backyard in the snow. I met your brother. So Sophia, all this time. Hey, DNV. Me too, Pepper Jelly. Those Zoom calls are like nourish my soul. And again, I feel bad saying this because I don't want people to feel left out. It's just, guys, it's no different than here. It's just, I get to see you. It makes a big difference for me, just visual. I'm a verbal processor on here. All I do is just flap my gums about life. But when you guys hop on and I get to see you, and then you get to say, and I hear your voice and we talk about your life, it just makes a big difference. I can't believe you made it. You're made of steel. Your dad is so cute. Hey, Wendy Brewer, guys, we got to meet Stella's dad. Is he 95? Oh, my Lord. He was so cute. He came up to the camera, and of course, he's British, right? I don't know. His accent sounded a little different than yours, but honestly, I couldn't understand a word he said. He was just really cute. And I'm so happy. He took a fall, and I've been worried about him. You know, sometimes he's 95. Bless his sweet, sweet soul. Hey, Miss Sassafras, sometimes we were talking about this, and I worked in senior living. Once they fall, he's what? What is that? Once they fall, sometimes they can give up. They can go downhill. They don't do well again, and then they just slowly decline. And so him falling at 95, I was quite concerned, and he's doing great. He lives at home. Like that dude's amazing. He's from Cyprus. Interesting. I don't know where that is. I love a story like that in the senior living world when they fall and remember Viola? She lived to be 103. She almost made it to 104. She fell in the shower or the bathroom at like 99. She had to have hip replacement surgery. Just bounced right back. Longest I've ever been sober at 40, kind of crazy to say, but I finally feel like I don't miss the alcohol. I love Pepper Jelly. I'm really impressed by you. You know, you don't always say a lot, but I just really enjoy having you there. I love your energy. Hips and UTIs are very dangerous for elderly. Yeah, you can always kind of tell when someone has a UTI in that age range. Hey, Chrissy Twig. So, lack of reciprocity refers to an imbalance in effort, care, or support. Blame is the reactive, often accusatory response to that imbalance or unmet expectations. I think I understand. Um, I feel like this is something I've covered in therapy, and I'm all about these kinds of topics. So, Michelle Lynn, thank you. And I'm glad that your mind is blown according to you. I think that's wonderful. I feel that way almost every time I have a therapy session, and I cannot promote your mental health more. And if, you know, we've talked about this, but my therapist always says when stress goes up, self care has to go up. And if I talk to him, and hey, Sarah, if I talk to him, Linda Garrison, thank you for saying that. That is very kind. If I talk to my therapist about something stressful, he'll go, okay, what are you doing for self care? Like that's West Coast. I loved having you yesterday. That's the first thing he usually asks me. Hey, Vicky Andrews. Vicky just smokes the entire Zoom call, and all of us love it. We like a lot of us were just listening. She's such an oracle. It's unbelievable. But we do have a lot of smokers in that Zoom. It's not just Vicky. You'd be shocked how many, it's so vintage to watch them all just light up. It's just all these women, there's one man, and to watch them all just light up and they're like listening to my problems, and then they listen to other people's problems and just watch them go. Remember, they start with eyes open, right? They start listening to your problem with your eyes open. And then as your problem declines and you start to really complain, they continue to do this and they go, the eyes start to squint like a cartoon. And then they slow down and they don't talk for a little bit. And then they'll just give you like, offer you two words, and they go, fucking crazy. And then they'll offer one word, and they'll slit their eyes again and they'll go, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Smokers, I swear to God, have the keys to the universe. I miss smoking so much because they're so chill. Nothing rattles a smoker. Be around a smoker. Watch Vicky Andrews. Watch Debbie. I'm not going to out all the smokers in there. We have a lot of smokers. If you want to dump your problems on someone, do it on a senior, like an older person, because they're amazing too. But also do it with a smoker. Watch what happens. They're going to light up and they're fully awake. They're fully aligned with you. They're listening. They're like, yeah, no, tell me, what happened? Go on. Right. So, yeah, okay, I remember this story. Go on. They're all wired in the beginning. It's crazy how this works. Luke Graham. I'm glad you came back. I'm shocked. That's another Australian that's new with us. I love it. Luke, meet old Charlie, Luke. Those are only two guys, and they're both Australian. Hey, Marissa Martin. They're wired to begin with. Guys, stay with me now because I don't have any other content. I'm not much of a content creator. Catherine B., happy early birthday. You snored for like an hour and a half last night before I hit mute for you. I just want you to know I did not mute you. I did not want to mute you. I love your snores. I am hooked on your snores. Hey, Patty, she snores like a tiny baby dinosaur. Catherine B. sounds like something out of Jurassic Park or The Land Before Time. I say The Land Before Time. Like, to me, she sounds like Littlefoot. Or remember Spike? Remember the mean dinosaur, but he was just kind of a little teenage boy dinosaur? Or Ducky. Catherine B. sounds like, it's so cute. It's these little, it sounds like Gertie. It sounds like her snores. It's just these like little, like everybody's smoking and talking over Catherine B.'s snores. And finally, somebody was like, Reese, mute Catherine B. I was like, I'm not muting her. I love her snores. I love Ducky, Mimi. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to mute the snores. Stella's like cute snores. She has the cutest, Catherine B. has the cutest snores. She needs a CPAP, but nobody judges her for it. And she just does these like, Like it's almost a little like a mini Dyson vacuum. Like if you were to vacuum out your car, not the really loud one, but just like a mini. And it's like, and then she goes, "Phew." And it sounds like something from the Land Before Time. And it sounds like she's sleeping under a leaf in the valley looking for her grandparents. Don't get me started. That movie just absolutely that. I would say that movie and Scientology ruined my life. The Land Before Time, right? Scientology. That's where the trauma began. So really quick, smokers always start really fast. They're wired as shit. It's like they just snorted Adderall. And they're like, yes, tell me the story. I remember him. So he's your ex-boyfriend and your husband found out about him. I remember this now. It was Christmas morning and he beat the shit out of him. So what happened? So he called. What happened? Tell me. Yes, I remember. Oh, so your husband's in jail, not your boyfriend. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, that happens. That's happened to me like 10 times. Yeah. And then it's weird. We get halfway down the cigarette, and it's like all of a sudden they're dosed a Xanax. They go from snorting an Adderall to snorting a Xanax. Yeah, your gummy hits you hard, Catherine B. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're absolutely adorable. She's so cute. She has a birthday this week. She snores cute. Hey, Gabby. And they get halfway down the cigarette. And it's so weird how it all slows down. Everything slows down in slow mo. And as you tell the story, they become oracles and they go like this. I remember. And they use hand gestures. Then they start switching over to like sign language with the cigarette. Hey, 2 chihuahuas. And they do this. They start using their head gesture hand. They're like, and then Vicki Andrews comes in and she goes like this. She just, it's a wrecking ball. You're telling your story. She starts quick. She's slowing down. She's mid cigarette and she goes like this. And then the judgment eyes come in. Like you can't see their eyes anymore. You can't see the whites of their eyes. You're like, it's not safe to sleep with a cigarette. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, Holly Day is doing the same thing. They're just judging the shit out of you, but in an oracle loving fairy godmother sort of way. You can feel the judgment. And they're like, and you don't know if they're squinting their eyes judging you or the story at this point. You're like, I better talk faster and get through the story because I don't know if they're upset with me right now. I loved smoking too, Christine. I smoked Marlboro Light menthols and I miss it. And then all of a sudden, Vicki Andrews goes like this, and everyone leans in on the Zoom call, and we're like, "What's she gonna say next?" And she goes like this, and it's the answer to your life. It just answers the story. She goes like this. Fucking crazy. I knew it. I knew it. And you believe her. You're like, damn, she knew it too. She knew. And she's like, fucking crazy. I love our vintage smokers. Hey, Barbara, wait. And then they get angry by the end of the story. They're like, what an asshole. I knew he was an asshole. I knew it. And then they crush that shit out. They're like, and then they're silent until they smoke again. It's like you kind of forgot they existed until they light up again, and then they're just full of wisdom. Love your take on smoking. Too funny. We smokers are pretty chill and extremely social. We look that way halfway through the smoke because we heard that story a million times. E. Garrett, it's true though. It's so weird. It's so weird to watch a smoker. They're wired in the beginning. They're like, okay, so go on. It's like, I feel like we're on like a smoke break and you need to hurry through the story. They start out like, yes, I remember this. Yes. Oh, she was such a bitch. Do you still talk to her? Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Same. Well, I mean, I've been married 11 times myself. Who hasn't, right? Yes. I remember. And they're all engaged. And then halfway through, they slow down and then they'll do something weird too. Sometimes this will happen on the Zoom call. They'll go, oh my God, you guys, there's a hummingbird outside. There's two of them. Are they fighting? No, I think, don't they mate for life? Oh, there's my neighbor's black lab. I love that dog. Hey, Scout. So, yes, I remember this story. And then they slow the fuck down and they go, fucking crazy. And then it's weird from there. You're like, I don't know. I feel judged. I'm not sure. Joanne, sorry to leave this up and not read it. I started having my snacks, then supper, then midnight snack, then on to breakfast. You guys, people slept on this call, woke up. Stella is in the UK. She introduced us to her 95-year-old dad. Hey, who, what, where now? She introduced us to her 95-year-old dad. Vicky, I know. And then what happened? Stella drove to work. She came back from work. She went to bed. She was like, I'm still going to be here. I'm just going to sleep now. Thank you for your super chat, Joanne. And thank you for being there. And we were like, okay, Stella. And then Stella went to sleep. And then Stella gets up in the morning and she kind of looks like a celebrity. Like Stella upsets me because she makes me feel inadequate. I love her, but she's friends with all my famous people that I love. And then Stella took the train home and we watched her do that. And then she tucked into her perfect little sheets. She slept for a couple hours and all of a sudden Stella's up. The sun's out. It's 4 a.m. with us. The sun's out. She's steeping her tea. She gets her laptop out and she's on a Zoom call with her real job whilst listening to us. And she's like, right, all right then. And she's talking to Hugh Grant and signing with a new movie deal, Love Actually 2. And it was so crazy. We're all just laying in bed watching Vicki Andrews smoke again. And Stella's ruling the world. It was the craziest shit I'd ever seen. Stella's all in her perfect, beautiful kitchen. She's walking up and down like a movie set. And she's steeping the tea. Her hair is perfect. She woke up all perfect. And she's in the shower. She has a fine rack. We saw everything. And I was like, dang, Stella, what a life. I got to just see a life in the day of Stella. And it was pretty unbelievable. Who else did we see in her on the movie set? We saw Hugh Grant, Trini Woodall, who is a favorite of mine. She's a fashion designer that I love. Christine. I feel like I missed somebody. Hope. Thank you so very much for sharing all of your hearts and lives, making me feel loved. Can't wait till the next. Hope, that was a lot of fun. Hope, we had a lot of new people yesterday, although they're not new. They weren't new, but they were new to us in the Zoom, and it was so much fun to have them. They finally took the leap. They tried it out, and they were like, this was a shit show and a half. I'm sorry I ever did this, and I want my money back. And so when they left at the door, I had to issue refunds. So it was kind of a wash. I didn't benefit financially, but I really got a lot out of it with my soul. It nourished my soul. But yeah, pretty much everyone was like, this is the worst thing I've ever this is the worst. No, we had a lot of fun. Hope, thank you for sharing. I love you. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you for being there. Who, what, where now? Great chat. Thank you for keeping me entertained during my 12-hour shift. I tuned out annoying surgeons successfully with one earbud. I remember that now. I remember you talking I was like, I think this is a HIPAA violation. I knew you were in the medical field because I could hear you talking about other people's intestines and shit. And I was like, I don't know if this is legal, but God, this is exciting. I would pay for this. Honestly, I was like, I should be paying you. It was pretty cool to listen to her at work. She was like, yeah, so tell me the patient's record. Excessive diarrhea, anal leakage. I was like, you guys, shh. I was like, what's going on? This person's ass is leaking. Everyone listen. Although I did eat that chili. I just want to say thank you for your super chat. And thanks for telling us all about what happened at work. Christine Miller, thank you for being a member. Guys, I mean it. Those are very kind and supportive, and I appreciate that very much. I posted something in the Facebook group. So remember that chili I made the other day? Because it was the pepper jelly. The power was going to go out. And I made this giant batch of chili. I loaded the dishwasher and left it. Yeah, we could hear you. It was amazing. I'm not going to say anything. You didn't name any names. So truly, it wasn't a HIPAA violation. Did come back to bite you, Reese, eating the chili. Did it come back? No, that's what I was to say. Thank you for all your prayers on the chili. So I left it out all night in a container and I was so pissed at myself yesterday morning. I woke up and I came into the kitchen to make my coffee and I was like, you are kidding me. So I left it out and I Googled it and then I chat GPT'd it. And it was like, you will get amoebic dysentery along with malaria and you will die by this afternoon if you eat this. And I was like, I spent so much time on this chili. You have no idea. I was like an absolute Gordon Ramsay in my kitchen. I was like, more peppers. I was like wearing the apron that Honey Lou made for me. I was acting like I was still married, like I was actually making this shit for somebody. Nobody's going to eat it except me. But I was like, I kept trying it like every 10 seconds. I think I was just hungry, but I was like, more seasoning, add garlic. I felt like total gore. I was on a TV show. I just in my own kitchen in my trailer, but I felt fancy. Hey, Raymond. So I left this out and I was like, I am chancing it. So I put a Facebook post up because sometimes I have an addiction to getting people's opinions before I can actually take a leap in life. Like sometimes I can't actually do anything without being like, what are your thoughts? And then I feel safe to jump in. I'm like, okay, the water's warm. These 15 people said yes. I won't do it unless you tell me to do it. I realize I have a problem with that. I'm working on it in therapy. Hey, Jessamine. So I ate it yesterday and I told the Zoom call, I was like, I'm going to heat some of this up if I have to mute it and go shit myself. But here's the thing. I don't have a gallbladder and I crap my pants every 6 weeks. So I wasn't sure. Hey, April, I wasn't sure if it would be the chili or not, because I often just poop myself and then I come on here and tell you about it. And then I grift for new underwear and Alicia pulls through or Linda buys me a new sock. You're making chili tomorrow. I do like chili. I really do. And I enjoy making it. There she is, Linda. Kat, so I ate it and nothing happened. I didn't poop on the Zoom call. I hardly peed either because I just wasn't hydrating. And then I ate some chili today for lunch and I couldn't tell because when I was done eating it, I was like, uh-oh, and I went and pooped. But I just think it's because I haven't pooped in a couple of days. I didn't feel sick. Like I don't feel nauseous. I wasn't vomiting. So I'll keep you guys posted. I know that you want to know. I know that's important here. And you want to be up to date on the inner workings of my colon. Cat. Gigi still can't jump up, but the vet said she is okay to wait to be seen for non-emergency tomorrow for Phil since she's drinking, eating, peeing, poop. So we talked about that. And I think, honestly, it's what happened to Gert. I do. I think that something, being that she's 6 years old and she's a small dog, that happened to her and I was freaking out, but she was eating and drinking. But the vet, I told you, did like some kind of an exam and said she jumped weird and hurt her neck. So I think that's what happened. I think if she had had a stroke or a seizure, it would be different, perhaps. I don't know. Is Kestrel here? Kestrel is a vet tech. I'm trying to make that straight. Kat, thank you for letting us know. And I feel bad that you super chatted it, but thank you very much. Please continue to just maybe let us know. But I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. But my feelings are typically off. That's not true at all, actually. I'm right about every asshole that's come into my life. Hey, Kathy Burkhardt. It could be because you've had chili 3 days in a row. That is probably true. And the other thing is I drank the water in Ecuador. Yeah, so I survived Scientology and the water in Ecuador. I drank the water in Ecuador like 4 times while I was there. And you'd think, again, I think some of you think I'm smarter than I am. I'm sometimes not. And so when I brush my teeth, I always use, we cup the hand like everyone does. And I swoosh around like 5 or 6 times. And I always, at the last time, I put a big gulp in and I swallow it. Hey, Starlina. And that's what happened in Ecuador. Yeah, I just, I swallowed it every time. And did I get the shits? Absolutely. Did I throw up? 100%. So, what I'm trying to say is my argument just collapsed on itself because I'm trying to say I have like a stomach made of steel and I don't. Like, honestly, I've had like a pickle before and I'm like running to the bathroom. I can't, like, I don't know. I probably should get that checked out, but I'm too afraid. I don't want anybody looking at my butt. So, what else? Oh, we met, who else did we meet? We met Jen's husband. Jen was really fun. She was a lot of fun. She was more than I expected. Jen was zesty. We met Jen's husband. We met Stella's dad. Oh, Lydia Krause. Everybody say a prayer for Lydia's mom. Also for, if you don't mind, Lacey Silver's father. Lydia Krause, her mom is not doing great, guys. She's much older. She's in her 80s and she's so cute and she's British. If you have an accent, you're automatically way cooler. Like, I'm going to look past your character, honestly. If you have an accent, like a lot of things can slide, like a lot of things, like things that you don't have an accent, I'm going to judge the hell out of you. But if you have an accent, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's okay. Like everybody's murdered somebody. It's fine. West Coast, I loved having you there. It was so like, it just didn't feel like you'd never been there before. It feels like you're always there. I loved having West Coast Fancy Nancy. So Lydia's mom is really, really cute. And it was morning, right? Because like they're over on the other side of things. And she was so cute. Hey, Crafty Carrie. Did Galen leave? Wasn't she a vet? Yeah, DNB. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know. I mean, she may have left YouTube. I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to her. Great lady though. But no, Lydia Krause's mom was so cute. She looked like a grandma out of Peter Pan. Like she looked like she should have been in that movie Hook. Weren't they British in that movie? I think they were. Weren't they like Peter? I think so. I mean, I haven't seen it since I was like 8 years old. But she was like, sorry about how I look. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, she was so cute. She was just this tiny little old British lady. She was really cute. It was a very, that might have been my favorite Zoom call. Might have been my favorite. It's at the top of the list for me. Then we met Sophia's brother. You guys know Sophia. She's German. Let that speak for itself. I don't know, Mimi. I sent you an invite. That made no sense. You said that to me in the message, and then I said, give me your email. You gave me your email, and I directly sent you an invite to come back in. So I'm not really sure. We'll have to figure that out. Hey, Linus Well, welcome in. What was I just saying? Oh, Sophia is a really really zesty. The Germans, I think, I'm not sure, but like they come off as, well, fairly frightening. I mean, Sophia definitely makes your beehole clamp, but she also makes you feel like you're friends. So I'm not really sure how to, she always like makes you feel safe, but also like you want to like stand up straight. I don't know. Hey, blue girl me, I haven't fully worked through it. Crazy though. This is absolutely crazy. We've been seeing Sophia for over a year on our Zoom calls. And she's like showing us the snow and she's like, and that's the snow over there. And like, you know, we're all trying to understand what she's saying. And then all of a sudden she flashes on to some guy and she's like, and that's my German brother. And I was like, what? Like, we don't know your family. Why haven't you introduced us to your family? His name is Alex. And he was so nice and he was German. So we couldn't understand anything he was saying. Wasn't he like half Scottish, half German or something? He said his accent was way wonkier than Sophia's. He was really hard. Yeah, you missed Sophia's brother. And he talked to us for like 10 minutes and no one knew what he said. Like he kept going on and on. He was like, and that's when to and he was like, mein Fuß ist kaputt. And I was like, oh yeah, I get it, Alex. I get it. Like we've all been there. And nobody knew what he said, but he seemed like such a nice guy. He was very friendly. I asked her how old he was. He's a 40. I got that part. Yeah, she's makes you uncomfortable, Erica, but at the same time, Sophia warms you up inside. It's really strange. Oh, that's funny, Iwa. Yeah, it was really crazy to listen to him. He was a sweetheart, Critters Creations. He was I mean, it's hard to say. I know nothing about him because I couldn't understand what he was saying. For all I know, he was like, I slaughter kittens. Like, we don't know. We were just like, oh, wow, everybody. Wow. He slaughters kittens. Cool. Like, we don't know what he was saying. Oh yeah, the brother came on way after you left, Raymond. Is Sophia in here? Where the hell is she? She's probably sleeping where she should be. I can't believe I'm awake. I can't believe I'm talking. Guys, we talked for how long was that call? 17 and a half hours. And I felt like the whole time I was blinkless. Like I was sitting there listening to all of you. I was so engaged. Usually I can't I start to fade after 8 to 10 hours. I'm like, okay, everybody, I can't do this. We'll see you next month. We just rolled into the next day. I was like, what are you guys doing? Do you want to just like keep this up till Wednesday? Like, I don't have anything on my calendar till then. So I was like, do you guys want to? No? Like Stella, look at her. She was running a whole company. She's the CEO of Hugh Grant's company. And she was just like, right. She was like, no, order more of those. And she's like, we'll take a half a dozen of those. And she was just like running the world over there in the UK whilst listening. It was crazy. Well, maybe you can always come back. Yeah, it was Lumen says it was her favorite. So I'm not wrong because Lumen's been there forever too. Next time I'll just sleep and listen. How many people slept? Tons. Anna Banana, we thought she died. I thought she passed. I was like, somebody should probably contact a family member. Only because, and I get this wrong a lot. Remember when I was just flying from Ecuador and to Ecuador? I do this a lot. Watch people sleep on planes. You don't know if they just had a massive heart attack and they're gone. Do you ever watch someone sleep? They're like, when their mouth hangs and gapes open, I never know. I'm like, is there a pulse? I'm not sure. Hey, Kiki. So I didn't know. I knew that Catherine B had a pulse. Who else was sleeping? Oh, Riley's human finally went to sleep. Some people tapped out. And then some people hung out but slept like for hours and hours. That didn't really count. Lydia was asleep. Stella slept. Linda Garden Lady, yeah, Puka Vista, you felt you finally tapped out. You hang on. You really held out for a while though. Who else? There was a bunch of people sleeping, but everybody was sleeping peacefully, nestled in their beds, like hey Stacy, like nestled in, like sugar plums at night, and whatever that Christmas song is. Pepper Jelly, you fell asleep. But Anna Banana, I thought maybe had left this world. I wasn't sure. And she was so cute. We got to the end. She'd been sleeping or, maybe not sleeping. I wasn't sure if she'd like truly checked out, right? I don't know if she like left and crossed over. Oh, I think original Ann fell asleep too, but Anna Banana fell asleep, or again, the alternative, passed sleeping with Reese. Who, what, where now? Can you astral project from embarrassment? Oh my God, that was the craziest talk I'd ever heard. Anne started that. RSM, you tapped out after 13 hours. Okay, so everybody was cute sleeping. Everyone was like everyone was adorable. But then you look, Reese After Dark, Victoria, then you look over at Anna Banana and she was like, but she wasn't making noise. I was like, oh my God. Like someone should call the authorities, but I don't even know where she lives. Yeah, it was crazy. But it was funny because when we got to the end, I said, Anna Banana died. Like everybody look, I think she's gone. And that makes me sad. And she was like, as I said it, she's totally asleep. And she's like, and I go, she died. And she goes, and she was like, and I was like, oh my God, it was the craziest, cutest thing I'd ever seen. Did you guys all see that? She had been looking like that for like 15 of the 17 hours. That woman was out cold. I was like, somebody dosed her something really good. And honestly, I would like to get a hold of some of that. And I said, she died. And she was like, she just giggled and like trailed off into the moonlight. And I was like, now I want some of that. I want that lady's sleeping habits. Just Joan. Hey, babe, you did miss a good party. It was a really fun party. Starlina, I'm glad that you didn't crash this time, but I thought if she has passed, Starlina lives with her. So I was like, somebody will find Anna Banana by sunlight. So that got dark. No pun intended. It was dark. Hey, Mandy Albert. Hey, babe, I'm happy to see you. You were quiet. You were a quiet little thing. It was a really fun slumber party. I needed it. I've really been reaching, like I've said, for friendships lately, but at the same time, I don't want to get burned. I don't want shit used against me. But you can't let that stop you, right, from making friends. And we should have a slumber party and show up in pajamas. Raymond, that's what we did, man. There was only like how many people were still going all the way to the end? It was like me, Meredith Lynn conked out. Who was still going? Sophia showed up out of nowhere and she was like, here's my brother. And I was like, whoa, you were gone. Like she went to sleep and then she just showed up yelling in German. Trixie, no, you tapped out. Darius, Robin for sure. Lacey Silver was fading, but she stick around. She was there. Armine, I still don't understand Armine. Armine still hasn't slept. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I don't know how that happened. Armina, you need to go to bed. Yeah, Liz tapped out. Joanne Hawley was still going strong. I really thought Riley's human was going to, and she was like this. She was watching us, and she was just listening. And then all of a sudden, she was like, and she just looked like that the rest of the time. It was really cute. And then most of that time, all this time, we're trying to talk over Catherine B, who's like, phew. She was totally Littlefoot under a leaf in the Great Valley, land before time. Picture it, looking for her grandparents in the Great Valley. But she stopped to take a little snooze under a leaf. Hey, Alicia. And for like a solid couple hours. Who was it? I think it was Debbie Zito. It was like, Reese, mute Catherine B. I was like, I will not mute those little snores. It was so Jurassic Park. It was just this poor Petrie. Oh my God, Petrie and Ducky. Tara, that movie mixed with Scientology is absolutely the concoction that kicked off my coping mechanisms, my abusive behavior, the lying, the grifting, all of that came from, it's not my fault, Tara. It came from the Land Before Time and Scientology. Poor Petrie. I loved Ducky so much. That movie broke me. It broke me, honestly. That I tried to watch Bambi, really sucked the soul right out of me. But Land Before Time, when he's like, Mother, like I can't do it. I'll immediately start crying. And she's like, Littlefoot, follow the footsteps to the Great Valley and find your grandparents. Like that would have been helpful for me, honestly. When my parents left when I was 6, I honestly wish that, when my dad left to like go bang whoever he was doing and like, poor Tommy, I'm guessing he missed this talking with you time. No, he didn't. He's avoiding me. Trust me. No, I kind of wish though, looking back, that my father or my mother would have been like, Reese, we're leaving. Follow the footsteps to your new home. You're an orphan now. I didn't have grandparents, but I wish that there was a Great Valley that I could have been led to, honestly. Hey, Lenora Gray. I was dying at the faces you were making. I was in tears. So I have like, don't do it, Chops World. You can't do it. Nobody watched The Land Before Time. It's a terrible idea. It's traumatic as hell. I have, I don't know if this is like in the DSM, but I have some kind of a disorder and I've had this my whole life, as long as I can remember. No, I never saw that movie with Molly Ringwald, but Ducky from The Land Before Time, Hope. Don't watch it. I don't recommend it. I have a disorder. And again, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my therapist about this. I don't know if it's in the DSM, but when something, Reese has face Tourette's, maybe that's what it is. But when something really uncomfortable is being discussed around me, it's a tick. I don't know what it is. You have issues, says Holly. Wow, that's a real friend right there. Like, I'm trying to like soften it. Everyone's being nice. They're like, it's a tick. It's okay. It's fine. Reese's face twists when she's uncomfortable. Look at Holly. She's like, you have issues. You got fucking problems, girl. And you might want to get that checked out before you talk about it here. Charlotte's Web. I can understand. Face Tourette's. Yeah. I get weird when people start talking about weird shit, which coming from an ex-Scientologist, that's a weird thing to say because I've seen some shit and I've heard some shit. I don't know how many times my dad was like, well, because of the Marquab Confederacy, you were dumped here in an ice cube. Like, that's some weird shit. Oh, Gabby, it's just wrecks your soul, those movies. And so when people say weird shit and it's subtitles, hey, Katie did it. I get weird. I get really weird with my face. Like, I start like my face, I get like it's like a hanger is stuck in my mouth. Who were the three people going crazy in that talk? We just switched right over to like cuckoo birdville. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Anne and I still find her to be one of the smartest people I know. But all of a sudden, like three of the people in the chat were like, what did you guys even call it? You were like, hope. What did you call it? You guys were like transporting to different realms of the universe. And they were like, I love my psychiatrist. If you want or need his number, didn't wonder why Hux had to be pulled from you instead of finding him in the ocean. Just Joan, that's a good question. Astral travel, astral projection. Holy Lord. Although it was nice to see Marlugo. Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed her. Guys, has anybody heard of this? Astral projection? We're talking about normal shit. And all of a sudden, it was like someone flipped a switch and people were like, so I left my anus and I floated out and then I came back in through a nostril and then I left out through an ear hole and I traveled to Italy, but then I left the ice caps and I'm going to learn how to do this at will because this all happened when I was dropping acid. So I'm going to figure out how to do this and leave the rectum at will. But all you have to do is like breathe in and out. You shoot out through your belly button and then you enter back in through the anus. And I was like, and so when you guys have conversations like that, I immediately, hey, DS, Kitty, Diane, I was like, I was like, like my face just starts going nuts. I was biting my top lip. I was like, like it looked like I was probably sitting on a toilet trying to poop, but I was just like, this is so uncomfortable for me. I was like, like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't hold my face together. I was like, it was so awkward. Like Anne was like, so my neck was on the bed, but my head was on the floor. And I was like I just couldn't control my fucking face. I mean, we love Anne, and I just don't know anything about this, but a few people in the chat knew about it. Puka Vista, astral projection, people. And what it is basically is, it's I had never heard of it, but it's like Scientological to a T. It was Anne was describing it, SpongeBob face. Anne was describing it as leaving the body, the soul leaving the body. And I was like, are you kidding? I do that all the time. I did that in Scientology. It's called exteriorization, going exterior, leaving the meat sack. It's not a good idea to ask for project if you don't want something to come into your body while you're gone. Okay, Tara, let's not, you're terrifying me already. Sounds like a drug reaction. I was like, I felt like I was suddenly at a Grateful Dead concert. I was like, holy, who invited Bob Marley? I was like, what's going on? What happened? We were talking about like being a mother and what we're doing this summer. And then all of a sudden people were like, and then I floated out of my butthole. And I was over in the great lands of the ice caps. And I was like, what happened? And there were several people nodding and they were like, yes. And I was like, no, this is awkward. And it was just so Scientology. I have to be honest. I felt like I was reading Battlefield Earth. I was like, oh, this is just old hat. This is just LRH on a drop an acid day. Reese, yeah, SpongeBob. Hey, Dazzle. It was pretty out there. It was because of me, Holly. Look at Holly. She's holding me accountable tonight. I brought up Antarctica. Why did we bring that up? Because I was talking about the little weird reel that I played the other the what was it? The conspiracy theory dude. And like half of you were like, no, Reese, don't do this. This is all of it's a lie. But then some of you were like, yes, keep going, Reese. This is the truth. And you must set yourself free through the asshole. And so like half of you were like, yes, I'm so glad you found and unlocked the keys to the universe. Hey, Sharon Marks. But then the other half of you were like, I have a PhD. None of this is true. So I didn't know what to do. I got very frightened and I was live. So I was like, do I keep going? Do I not? One step forward. I was like, are we scooting back in time? Karen Doll, they're a lot of fun. I'm going to be honest. But so I talked about it on the Zoom call and I was like, man, some people were really freaking out about that. And then others were like, yes, keep going. We disassociate at will. So that's how it all started. Holly, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to hydrate now. Mm-hmm. What a time to be alive. It was a really good call. I have to be honest. You guys helped me put some things together. I appreciate a lot of people actually yesterday shared a lot. Like, I don't know if she's still in here. Barbara Waite. I don't know if she's still in here, but Anita Card really rocked my world yesterday. So did Kat. Yeah, DNB, I understand. Aw. Well, hey there, stranger. You're wearing black does nothing for me. That is so sweet. Hello. And I didn't know if you remember who I am. Hey, Lilac Lime. No. Seriously though. What was I saying? Tommy just threw me off. What was I saying? No, I really had some real I've been having some real problems in life, just life problems. And as you guys know, I don't share a lot anymore. I've said this. Oh, Anita and Kat really brought it. Anita really there was quite a few people that got very vulnerable, and I just want to say that on a very serious note. There were people that got extremely vulnerable. And this is why I kind of wish I had been a therapist. I'm not saying I would have been good at it, but when people share things with me, I take something away from what you share and I apply it. And I'll like that happened a couple times in the call yesterday. I was like, whoa, wait. I was like, I had never thought of that. And one of the things, and I will never share what people share in the call, but I can share this. One of the things that love you chops world, don't know how you, I 17 and a half hour Zoom call. I've never partied that hard in my life. I think, yeah, well, Kim is blue. I get it, Liz. Oh, there she is. I talk too much when I drink too much wine. You were pounding it back, Anita Card, but I liked it. I like loosey goosey Anita Card. But same with Cat. I would never have come here without Squirrel. I brought both of my cats from America. Yeah, he did. He brought both of his cats to Ecuador. Anita Card got very vulnerable with us. So did Kat. They shared some really deep, insightful things about their lives, and a lot of people did. But I don't know that those two women I've shared with like that before. And I shared quite a bit. And I shared some things that have been weighing on me that are heavy on my mind. I don't have an outlet for that. I don't have like a person to share things with and like open up with. And so I just want to say thank you for that. It really, well, again, my biggest prayer right now to God, and I know we talk about this, my biggest prayer to God is please help me. Hey, Riley's human. Did you sleep? You did sleep because you passed out in front of us. Robin W was really your words have been making me think all day about what you said. Darius too. You guys just I've been praying lately to God for clarity through the illusions. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's my background. I don't know if it's because I'm a woman. I'm a Cancer sign. I don't know. I overthink things in a big way. But once I start going down that path, I tend to I don't know if it's a protection mechanism. I tend to make shit up to protect myself when people harm me. I will go, "Well, but they've always been good to me except this." I will forget all the bad and I'll try to look at the good. And a situation, a person, a group of people, whatever it is, I'm like, "Well, they're going through it," or "Well, they just started a new job," or whatever. And I find that to be I self-create illusions. I set me on fire to keep other people warm. I don't wanna rock the boat. I don't wanna like all of that. I'm like, "Well, I'm not good at" right? Hey, RA1, Rika, welcome in. I make excuses, Jamie Palmer. I make excuses and I've done it my whole life. And that could have something to do with my upbringing, right? I don't know. Yeah, Pat, it was. You make yourself small. I do, Pepper Jelly. I make myself small. And I have a real issue with that. And when somebody is directly harmful to me, I don't put up boundaries. I tend not to. And so there's some things that I've been struggling with, and you guys really helped me to look at it differently, some family issues, things like that. You guys just really helped me with that. And one of the things that I thought was interesting that I haven't fully worked through because I'm just now remembering it was Kat in particular, and hey, MLG Gamer and Anita Card um, shared some pretty deep stuff, vulnerable stuff. And I was asking them some questions about it, and I was processing it in my own. There she is, original Anne. I'm loving that dainty heart necklace. Thank you, babe. It's I got it in Ecuador. Mona made that for me. Thank you for noticing. Love you, Anne. Anne was hilarious in that Zoom call, and I want to know more about it. Sometimes people are assholes and so shitty things and say shitty things. It's okay to set boundaries and say that was shitty and you don't get to do that to me. Yes. And I agree with that. I'm getting better at that. But we were talking about like upbringing in particular, and they were talking about their upbringing. And I compared it for a minute because both of them held how should I put this? Like held I don't know how to word this. Their parents accountable for things that happened to them, and they wish that they could get some kind of closure about that. And I started to think about it, and I was like, "Man, I'm not like, I'm never going to talk to my dad again." I never even think about like I wish I could get an apology. I wish I could talk to him. I wish I could solve that. Like, I have all kinds of questions. I said this the other day. I wonder if my dad ever thinks about me. I wonder if my dad ever thinks about me and smiles. Like, I wonder if there's any pleasurable moments where he's like, I wonder if my birthday rolls around in July and he thinks about me. I wonder, right? Like Father's Day. Does he ever even remember me? And if he does, I'm guessing it's the negative, right? Like I'm guessing my dad's like, God, I wish she were dead. I can't wait for someone to tell me when she's dead. But I like to choose to believe, like, I wonder if he thinks about me. But I never thought about the fact that, like, I have all these unanswered questions from both of my parents that I'm never going to get an answer to. I don't think he's capable of love or fondness, Verbo Boss says. That's a shame. That's a shame. But I said this in the Zoom call last night. People who treat you that way, whether you were a child or it's your current husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, Sherry. I put it back on them. I think that's why I'm not holding him accountable. I know I'm never going to get anything out of him. I'm never going to get a conversation. I'm never going to hear my dad say, like, I always really loved you. I'm sorry for being brainwashed in a cult. I'm sorry I gave up my wife and children to this organization, right? Maybe, Anne. She says, I want to believe that time and distance might enable him to remember some good thoughts. Maybe. But yeah, Pat, I don't know if I've made my peace with it. I don't know if I'm in denial about it. The other thing that Darius said that was quite genius. Hey, Hope. So one of the girls said, I'm really upset about this because I was a child, right? And it wasn't my fault. They didn't protect me. That is the proper way, I think, as a human to feel. And hey, Panda, Darius said, because I was like, see, I don't think that way. I don't feel like I was a kid. My dad should have protected me from sleeping with a man when I was 14, right? I don't feel so much. I might have said that once or twice, but I really don't feel like, where was my father? Even though the logistical thought process there should be, where were your parents? I don't ever feel that way. And Darius said something pretty profound. He said, that's because you were raised to believe you pulled everything in. And I was like, oh, that is a big difference. That's a big difference for people who were, hey, P. Taylor, who were raised differently, right? And I think that was the number one thing that separates me from I'm brainwashed in a way. I'm rewired to believe that because I have conversations with people still where I'm like, how did I pull that in? I still do it. It is very hard to break that way of thinking. Um, what that led me to think about, I started to ponder and I was like, I almost feel luckier, better that that is my way of thinking because I felt so sad. Yeah, he is, Kat. I felt so sad for these women who had tears in their eyes yesterday, who will never get answers from their parents and never get that satisfaction, that closure, right? And I was shocked. I never think like that. I'm never like, I wish I could talk to my dad. I need answers. I don't think like that at all. I'm like, I'm never going to get that. And to this day, I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I feel so much about the sexual abuse. I don't know if I feel like I pulled that in. I'm just more kind of like, well, I was an adult. He was my boyfriend. I still look at it that way, even though that's an illusion. In some ways, you are luckier, Reese. Thank you, Third Eye. I feel that way. In some ways, my desensitization as a child, in some ways, being deadened behind the eyes, I mean, it's all creeping up now. So I'm not sure that I would call it lucky. I don't know if lucky is the word, but I do not ever, I do not carry any kind of like baggage as far as like, I wish I could talk to my mom about this. I wish I could get answers. I wish I could, like, I don't ever carry those kinds of thoughts around. I'm like, I'm never gonna. Someone asked me that yesterday. They were like, thank you, Just Joan. Someone said, Reese, would it be worth it to you to ever sit your mom down and like have a real deep conversation? And I was like, I didn't even think to answer it. I went, absolutely not. No, it's not. I'm not interested in doing that. And I've said this many times before. It's because one, I know it wouldn't be, I wouldn't get what I'm searching for. And two, she's done a lot to help me in my adult life. And I don't take that for granted. And I don't overlook that. Very grateful for that. And so I kind of feel like she suffered as well. Why am I? It feels selfish to me. It feels selfish to me to go to my mother or anyone and make them drudge up trauma, pain, abuse just for your own selfish, I need answers to this. Okay, Amy Edge. Does that make sense? Like, yes, I would like some answers. I'd like to have that conversation, but it's not a one sided conversation. You are asking someone to open up their whole door of pain and uncomfortable thoughts and memories that they haven't thought about in a long time, things they're in denial about, right? We all have that too. I mean, we all have things that we kind of dodge or avoid that maybe we don't want to take accountability for. I just don't want to put anybody on the spot because I want answers. Fuck your answers. I'm sorry, but like, and then I just say that out loud and I'm like, Yeah, I don't know. I put myself in, so if Huxley were to come to me one day when he's 30 years old and he goes, "Look, I need to talk to you about my childhood. I want answers." I don't look at that as selfish. I would happily sit down. And now I'd probably cry through a lot of it. I'd probably think I have some explaining to do. I'm glad that you finally came to me about this. This is going to be hard for me. It's a soft spot, but I certainly wouldn't look at him like, well, that's selfish. So I don't know why I'm doing that to myself. I tend to do weird things to punish myself, but not others. Like I body shame the shit out of myself. And I'm like, why am I so fat? Why am I so gross? But I see other bodies, women bodies that are my size, bigger. I see 300, 400 pound women, and I'm like, damn, she's beautiful. I love how she styled that. I never look at other bodies and judge them the way I judge mine, is what I'm saying. Like, I never look at people and I'm like, gross. She's gross. I only do it to me. Yeah, Hope, it is. And I'm like, why do I do that? Hey, Katie Fulton, I tear myself down, but I really am not the bully that people say I am. I mean, unless you're coming for me, all bets are off. We talked about it, right? I'll take your ass apart. But otherwise, I'm not out to hurt innocent people, right? I'm not out to like take people apart that have done nothing to me. That's some sick, twisted, dumber shit right there. I'm not doing that. Um, I have shitty internal dialogue. Yeah. Trixie does it too. I judge myself more than others. Yeah, I really, I mean, take a look at my channel. I'm not, yeah, and we are our own worst enemies. Liz Tricks, we're our own worst critics. Guys, I don't want to go down some weird ass rabbit holes here, but I'm starting to feel like we have been severely brainwashed in this universe. I'm not kidding. I know that sounds insane, but like, has anybody ever stopped and thought about why do we all have this in common? Like, why do we, Robin W., why do we do that? Sure, you can say like it's, our upbringing. Yeah, Karen Doll is. Like, you can say like, well, it's media, it's society putting, ridiculous standards. Um, I saw this thing the other day that said, I will not have a female body. Hey, Jeannie Hansen. Oh, I don't know if Tommy's maybe live right now. If he is, you feel free to go over there, babe. No problem. Um, what did it say? Okay, Yadira. I'm not going to hold my body. Hey, Karen James, to a standard. Something like I'm not going to hold my body to a standard that men set up. Hey, Sierra Terry, based on their attraction to teenage girls. Hey, Heather. Now, is that absolutely disgusting? Yes, it sure is. But at the same time, that is kind of the standard. We're getting better. We're getting away from that. Um, oh, love you, Jeannie. Thank you. Uh, But I don't disagree with that either. Like men tend to, not all, this isn't like I'm not looping them into all, but like we do have a standard on women to be like a size 2 and just like these little things. And I could be wrong, but I felt like there was some truth to that. But at the same time, what is going on? I don't know. I got to do a little more research on this, but I feel uncomfortable. I feel like a lot of us are, there's some sort of brainwashing going on. Maybe approach the topic by asking your mom if there's anything she wants to ask you, but is hesitant to ask you. That's a great way to do it, Bo Beats. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't. Let me put it to you this way. I have put out test balloons with my mom. She's not ready to have those conversations based on her responses to me. I've put out test balloons and I respect that. I am not here to trigger people and make their worst fucking trauma nightmares come back into a reality. That isn't like we're the opposite here. I want to progress forward. I'm all about correcting bad behavior once I can see it for myself that I'm doing something wrong. I'm all about healing from that and walking my own path without crossing people's boundaries and triggering the shit out of people. I don't love the word trigger, but That I really do mean that. I'm not here to make someone more uncomfortable in the shit they've already had to live in. Um, Abdazzle, I think we are getting away from that standard. I love like all the body positivity, but just as thank you, Jeannie Hansen, as a chubbier, heavier, I mean, I don't know how much I weigh right now. I haven't hardly been eating. I don't know why. I'm really not interested in food. Um, I probably weigh like 175 right now. I'm between a size 12 and 14. I just feel like I am bigger and judged for that. I mean, I just think women are judged if you're not like a size 6 or below. I don't know. I don't know. I get it. By the way, your Tory chat was amazing. Thank you both. Thanks for watching it. I don't know either, just Joan. Hey, baby steps. Your mom is not capable of self-reflection. More importantly, she doesn't have any desire or any feeling of need. Has she ever really done that much for you? I'm not trying to be harsh, just real. I mean, she's done things throughout my adult life to help me. And I think that, thank you for your super chat. I think that she is one of your, not all people her age are this way, but I do feel as though it's hard for people who are kind of old school. I'm like, how do I want to put this? I see a trend right now in normalizing talking about trauma, things that happen to you, normalizing sex, normalizing taking accountability, normalizing not fucking being okay with silencing someone over their trauma, bullying someone into silence over something that happened. Like, shh, we don't talk about what your father did to you or what your uncles did to me, or we don't like, do you know how, like, I feel like that's an old school belief kind of way of thinking. People can't also give what they don't have. Shelley is right. That is true. And I feel like that's true also, baby steps. I have shifted my thinking and it helps me to process about my dad. I used to think all the time, why didn't he love me? You know, if I would have done more Scientology, I think that he would have cared more. I think that he would have all of that. No, I totally realized it one day. He never had it to give. He wasn't withholding, he wasn't omitting. He did not have it to give, guys. And I think that that's the case for, I think about relationships with men that I've been in that were toxic, abusive, mean. They don't change. They're inconsistent when you're begging for consistency. They're giving you the bare minimum, right? And you're accepting that as like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for this bare minimum bullshit. It's the same there even with Jeff. I'm not so sure that he was withholding. I feel like he also just didn't. I think that some people, men and women, love in the way they know how. And sometimes that's really unhealthy and toxic because they weren't raised and taught to love the right way. I'm one of those people. I'm in that boat, by the way. I'm not saying like I wish people were raised to love the right way like me. No, 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 no. I'm toxic also when it comes to relationships and I'm trying to now like see what's appropriate and what isn't with boundaries, things like that. But I also think Jeff did not have it to give. I think sometimes we mistake that baby steps for, I don't think she was withholding, but I also think she's of that old school way of thinking. I know my mom is. My mom is very like, she doesn't watch my channel for this reason. She's the opposite. My mother and I are complete opposites personality wise. And she's very, how could you share your life with strangers? Like, we don't do that. We don't do that. Like, she was raised that way. And so that's why even out in public, when I'm with my mom and I'm like, you know, if I say something off the cuff and I'm like, well, my tits have never even met each other. Like, this one doesn't know this one exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying on clothes. She'll be like, Reese. Like, she cannot believe I said that. So I also think, I love you, Robin W. I also believe that especially women are taught to just take it, be quiet, don't talk about the trauma. I didn't still understand that. We actually talked a little bit about that. I'm not trying to stir the pot. I don't see you as stirring the pot, but I got really mad when Aaron reacted to your Tori chat and said you led Tori to believe you didn't have a mother. Um, I still don't. I actually asked the chat about that yesterday. I said, what's your guys' take on that? Did I say I didn't have a mother? And they were like, no. I'd have to go back and look, but I think that whole thing was stretched. I think he took it and flipped it into he warped it into something else and tried to sell that to everyone, and not everybody bought it. Um, and it doesn't matter, Bo, because it's an illusion. What he tried to spin was an illusion, and I'm just seeing the clarity. And so that's where I go back to, like, I feel like we're a little bit brainwashed. Zoom out and you are going to see clarity so much more than if you I did not say that Kim is blue. Well, thank you. See, I don't even know. Yeah, he warped it. Um, I don't believe I've ever said anywhere on YouTube that I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a mother after the age of 6. My mom left when I was 6. I saw her and was more in her life, kind of started over with her around 18. I was 18. So I saw my mom a handful of times in between that, but I have never said I don't have a mom. Like I don't I'd be shocked if I said that. Um yes, it was twisted. He said something about you not having a mother to encourage you, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I also think it's weird that I said, "Hey, Katie Smith." Now you got me thinking. I also think it's weird about that interview. Some of the haters left shit on my channel that said, "You're a liar," because I guess a couple years ago I talked about Brianna and her kids when I lived in Kansas City. And I said, "Yeah, I'm close to my sister and her kids." And then I said in the Tori interview, I'm not close to her. I don't know how that makes me a liar. I absolutely don't. I do not see, like, I think people reach and stretch as hard as they can to make me look, because let's face it, they can't pull out some criminal record, right? They can't find anything that's actually tangible. So they pick and like split hairs and they're like, see, she said here she's not close to her sister, but here she said she was close to her sister. So she's a liar. And it's like, yeah, I think at the time when I said that, I was closer to my sister and I was starting to learn about her and she had children. And I'll be honest, in my 30s was kind of when I started to get to know Brianna more. I just learned in the last few years that she didn't. I said, "Did you go to high school?" I didn't even know the answer to that. So I don't know. Um, I guess I don't see how that makes you a liar. I don't see how, like, me saying whatever I said, I never said I didn't have a mother. And I don't have a problem saying years ago I'm close to my sister and now saying I'm not. Is it possible for those kinds of things to change without destroying one's character and saying like they're a full-blown liar? Yeah, they twist and warp the real thing because they hate that they don't actually have anything on me. I've had one speeding ticket my whole life. Like, they're dying to have some kind of evidence to hold that they can actually hold over me. They don't have anything. So instead they pick apart words and they're like, "See, back in 2023 she said this, but yesterday she changed it. Her favorite color was blue and now it's green. She's a liar." Like, what the fuck? We are really, really reaching, guys. And how you experienced your life yesterday isn't necessarily true today. Isn't that the case for all of us? I'll tell you right now, guys, I have grown, changed totally from one end of the spectrum to the other on how I feel about certain situations. I've taken on my own thoughts versus like, well, what does LRH think about that? So of course things are different. I don't know how that makes me a liar. But again, I think we have to reach and try really, really, really hard to stretch things and go, "See, she's a liar," because they can't get anything else. They hate that there's nothing in the past that they can't pull out and go, "Here it is. Here's that final receipt truth bomb." Like, I'm not even going to trust if someone comes out with text messages or emails. That shit can be doctored. That can be AI generated. It can be fabricated. I don't trust anything. And I don't Hey, Henry's World. Every word I say is held under a microscope and is used against me in a court of YouTube law. Uh, it's why you're relatable. Life is changing so much every day. Egghead doesn't get that. Uh, yeah, yeah. I just, you know, no one who has changed more in a short period of time than you, Reese. Robin, your words last night were so kind. I really was thinking about it today while I was in the shower. Thank you. Baby Steps, I did not mean to offend. Babe, you didn't offend. You've never offended me, Baby Steps. To give a different perspective, also, I agree old school, but I think that applies to the generation before your mom, not so much hers. Wait, you have new thoughts? Who, what, where now? Goes, I'm really disappointed, frankly. Hey, Julie. Marissa Martin, I get in trouble whenever I sing that song. Wait, Erica, you have new thoughts? What was that cool reel? Rest in peace. I'm not over it. Yeah, just Joan. Come get some. Hey, Jewel, rest in peace. Diane Keaton. But one of my favorite little reels that we played was her saying, I love how we can change our mind at any time. She was like, we can totally have some like conviction about something and then we can change our minds. And she was like, and it's okay to do that. Hey, Elena Rainerman, I thought that was genius. I loved how that woman thought totally her own way of thinking. How dare you change your mind? Baby Steps, you never offend. And I think you could be right. I'm just telling you, I know my mom. Thank you for your super chat. And she's very old school. Like her mom, I can't remember the saying, her Italian mother used to say to her, don't, something weird. I haven't heard my mom say it in a very long time. Don't basically don't air all your dirty laundry out. But her way of saying it was, don't put all your problems out like on a garage sale table for everyone to see. I don't know, basically the same outcome, but like, don't air your dirty laundry. And she used to say that apparently to my mom. And so my mom is very much that way of thinking. My mom is like, she still can't believe that I do that. This is my job. She's like, I don't know how you make money doing it. I don't know how people watch that shit. It's not she's not real to her. It's just not in her reality. She just has lived a very more closed up life. She doesn't share a lot. She's very private, and that's respectable and fine. That is not me. That will never be me. I cannot be that way. We stand tall. Do not tempt me. Who, what, where now? Thank you for your super chat. I'll do it, guys, but I'll lose a bunch of people and they're going to mute and they're going to scream and cry. How we feel about something and someone changes all the time. That's why we relate to you, Reese. Sorry about the egghead. You're fine, Lady O. Yeah, it's far more soothing to their dark souls to ignore their flaws and try to take the initiative to call out the flaws of others. So true. Hey, Virginia Martinez. We women grow up to take emotional situations, put everyone ahead of us. As a woman, I waited until I was alone to deal with our true feelings, especially being a woman. I was going to say, I cannot speak for men here. Hey, happy birthday to Julie. The cellist, Bo, the cellist. Happy birthday, Julie. I can't speak for men, but I can say that as a woman, I'd say it's fairly new for women like me to be so outspoken in this world. Like, it's frowned upon to be so bold. And I'm not saying I'm super bold, but a lot of people are turned off by my personality. I have a big personality. I've been told that by every man I've been with, except Fred. I don't think he said it. Michael didn't say it. But a lot of men, been with a few men, a lot of them have said, like, yeah, you've got a loud ass personality. Like, that's, again, not going to be for everybody. Brittany and I would like to hear We Stand Tall since we didn't get it on the Zoom yesterday. Trixie, the fact that you guys are paying me to do it makes me want to do it. Like, I am as deep as a puddle. I will do anything for money. Anything. Bo Beats, don't air your dirty laundry, especially if you pooped your pants. Gotta leave. Love you, Bo. That's true. If I poop myself, then Alicia just buys me new underwear and Linda gets me a sock. We're all covered there. Thank you, Bo. Love you. Thank you for being a member. I know. I want to do it, but then people get so upset about it. I think you have a man in your life that loves you just the way you are. That's probably true. That's probably true, Joan. I think it's important for anybody in your life, whoever you choose to surround yourself with, to love you for. I love. Oh, Liz, thank you for the blessing. I love. I love J.R. Whatever that guy's actor. I love that actor. And Juno. I absolutely love what he says in that movie. He says, you need to find someone, a partner who loves you for exactly who and what you are. He said, you need to find someone who thinks the sun shines out your ass all the time. I love that line. Guys, you need to not just find someone who loves you for exactly who and what you are. You need to do that with friendships. You are who you hang out with. Look at the fucking trolls, guys. Look at them. Do they look happy? I don't think so. Enough said, right? Like they look miserable. You need to find people who love and support you for exactly who and what you are. All right, fine. Dawn, thank you for being a member. Hey, Sarah Blackshear, I'm going to assume that you paid me to do it. I'm going to just pretend that that's what you did. Thank you for your super sticker. All right, everybody mute your shit. Watch the chat numbers go down. We're at 273. Hit subscribe before you leave because I know you're about to duck the fuck out of here, and I would too, but I can't leave as the creator. Please hit the like button and please hit subscribe for sure, if you would, before you duck out of here. I'm just going to sing a quick song that is the I paid to play. You did, Hope. This is the song dedicated to the L. Ron Hubbard, who is currently he is doing a TED Talk beneath us in the grounds of hell near the three-headed dog in the seventh circle. This is for Ron. And I used to, as a small child, sing this song, and people get mad at me for singing it, but it is truly soothing to my child's soul. I used to sing this all the time when I was home alone. I would watch George Carlin, Sounds of the Lambs, and We Stand Tall. And I would stand in front of my dad's tiny TV and I would start singing it. And I got to be honest, not only is it a banger, with our arms wide open, it is not only is it a banger, but great film. Like if you watch it, like John Travolta's in it. There's that one black person that's in Scientology. In just a sea of white, and it's pretty fantastic. It's a zinger of a tune. And for everyone who hates me, I prefer that you just hit mute and don't leave. But if you're going to leave, please hit subscribe. Quit effing around with your life. Joanne Palmer, thank you for becoming a member. Guys, it's really, really, really kind, and it's helpful and supportive to your local, you're supporting your local YouTube small business girl. You are nuts. Luke Graham, have we met? Come on. You've been to a few streams, dude. You should know this by now. Can I do Celine Dion, Jennifer Ogle? I don't think so. I don't have a voice for singing at all. I actually have a face for radio and a voice for TV. So I recommend everyone go watch We Stand Tall on YouTube. That's the actual video. Pat Jonas, hit mute, I said. Hold your tongue, girl. Hold your Aussie tongue. It's just a really good song. Love the song, hate the cult. Just Joan, hit mute. Liz Tricks, I love you despite the song. Thank you, Liz Tricks. Thank you for paying to say that. I really appreciate you. Sing it, sister. I love you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Yesterday, it's so weird because I thought you've been in those Zoom calls all my life, and yesterday was her first one. It was weird. So I recommend Black History Month is coming. Sing it in honor of that one Black Scientologist. This is for the one Black Scientologist. Absolutely. We cheer you on, sir. We get in character. Words from a book showed me the way to be free of the shadows of yesterday. But the price of that freedom we all must pay from now on. Joining together, we held our ground. We lifted our voices, one mighty sound. This is our voice because we don't have one. Just he's our voice. We struck down the walls of darkness. We stood tall. Wait, it gets better. We decided to take a stand to defend the rights of man. Just this one, though. We stand tall. It builds. No turning back. We found the way. It helps if you do jazz hands. We stand tall, forever strong. He lives on. Okay, now we're just a little bit. Thank you, MK. What's the second verse? Ooh, it's a good one. Knowing the truth will set us free and take us from clear to eternity, to a future we thought would never be. We stood tall. Yes, we did. And your legacy is secure, for we'll keep your vision pure. Beautiful, fucking seamless. We stand tall, no turn. You notice my voice is more dark, it's deep because I did a 17-hour Zoom call yesterday. Like it's damn near gone. But you guys paid me, so I'll do it. No turning back. We found the way. Audra, we stand tall, forever strong. He lives on. Now we switch. He stands tall. I don't need a backup singer. I got one right here. We do this as if I'm more than one person. Do you know I used to talk to my ex-husband like that? No joke. He'd be like, who is we? I'd be like, we're not happy with your fucking attitude. And he'd be like, I did it all the time. I'd be like, we're making stew for dinner. Do you like stew? And he'd be like, who the hell is we? I did it all the time. And I think there could be something deeply undiagnosed. And then, of course, there's the end. Hey, laddie, la. Hey, laddie, we stand tall. Bleep, 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 bleep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody, hey, laddie, la. Hey, laddie, he stands tall. Notice the whole song is about L. Ron Hubbard. What a fucking narcissist. I'm sorry, but that dude, look at the numbers drop. I told you guys. We had like 280 people in here. 20 people were like, where's the door? Can anybody? Oh, there it is. Bye. It's a great tune. Yeah, you're welcome, Who, What, Where Now. Thank you for everyone who paid me to play it. Sing it. You guys can hit unmute now. See, the numbers are just dropping, guys. This was an OSA to get me to lose subscribers. It wasn't Aaron. It's me. It's me singing We Stand Tall. Haters are gonna hate. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I spent a lot of thanks, old Charlie. I think I spent so much time raising myself that as I grew up, I just became a we. I think I just became the other person I needed in life. Because I'm not kidding. I did this a lot. I'd be like, I don't know how we feel about that. And Jeff would be like, me? And I'd be like, no, I don't know how we feel about that. And he'd be like, who the fuck is we? And what's wrong with you? The singing of this song has replaced waterboarding. Third eye, strike one. Strike one, Julie, and you're out. You're almost out. That was a great tune, everybody. I think it's a family tune. I think it's a family hit. I also think thanks, Audra, do not support Scientology. That's not what we're asking you to do, right? Don't send your money to Scientology. Send it to me, but also support the song, right? So it's win-win. Like what's happening is send your checks to me. Oh, speaking of, I forgot to tell you, speaking of people who send me their checks, which has never happened, but in case you wanted to, I forgot to tell you mods this. Thanks, Marie Marion. I don't have a UPS box anymore. I don't have a PO box. I canceled the damn thing. I was like, you know what? I can't. I don't want to. No one needs to send me gifts anymore. I'm sorry if that upsets you. It's just not necessary. We've had one for a couple of years, and I just was like, you guys don't have to do this anymore. If you absolutely feel like you have to send me something, reach out to me. Yeah, the checks make it though in the windstorms, Angie Mo. Honestly, if you're gonna write me a bad check, just put it out in the wind and it will make it to my address. So yeah, I no longer have the PO box. I just can't do it. It's just not necessary. Nobody needs to send anything. Knowing the truth will. Have you seen the series Pluribus? They call themselves We creepily like Scientologists. Thank you. No, I haven't seen it, but it is weird as shit. I'm going to be honest. It's really weird. I think someone someday will probably make a creepy video about me, like a conspiracy video. Like, is Reese even real? Is she AI? She refers to herself as we. Thank you, Donna Cooper. My box is closed temporarily, Yadira. I would say it's permanent. I would say it's permanent, but thank you for the high hopes. So what else do we need to cover? Is there anything else that you need me to talk about before Robin W? Don't do it. Original Anne's in here. I think Anita Card is still in here. Don't do it with the astral, whatever it was. Astral leaving of the body. That was creepier than Scientology, that talk. In the Zoom call yesterday, that was creepier than Scientology. It scared my soul into astral projection. Original Anne, you killed me yesterday. I was like, this is the... Stacy, I already did. Oh, Nickelback. I want to be a rock star. Tell me what you want. I want a naked girl. That's ugly. That's not good. That's a bad look for those guys. Original Anne, I'm not kidding. I did not expect that to come out of her mouth. Original Anne was like, so what happened is I astrally projected into the atmosphere. And she was like, I saw George Clooney and his wife Amal in a cafe in Italy. And she was like, and then I woke up and my neck was on the floor, but my head was on the bed and everybody's face was twisted and contorted. I was like, I never expected this out of Anne. Like, I really... Lumen. I know. She's like, I did not say that. You did not say that, Anne. She didn't say that. Look at her. Okay, that was true. It was different. It was very different. It was I'll be honest. Anne's talking floating out of her anus, and she's like, and then she's like, and then I went through the atmosphere, and Vicky Andrews is like, fucking crazy. Like, all the smokers were just watching Anne literally detach. Anne was literally detaching. Like, she was detaching as she was talking. I didn't know she could do it on command. And so Anne was like making her mouth move, but like she was floating in the Zoom room somewhere else. And all the smokers were like, I've seen some shit now. That's some shit right there. Yeah, it was crazy. And then didn't Mar Lugo come in for a minute? And Mar was like, again, I look up to these women. I'm like, they're so wise. They're so smart. And then all of a sudden Mar Lugo's like, yeah. She was like, that's right. I detached once out of my belly button. And everybody was like, I didn't think this would get crazier. It was the craziest, holy astral bungee jumping. It was the craziest shit I'd ever heard in my life. And all I could do, I was like, does anybody have any cigarettes? All I could do was watch all the smokers. And they were like, they were just watching Anne unhinge in real time, detach from the belly button. They were like everybody was like fucking crazy right now. Like, we're seeing this in real time. I was like, who brought the reefer? I was like, who's dosing mushrooms? Why are we suddenly at a Bob Marley concert? What happened to Original Anne? It was the Vicki Andrews is like, yeah, that was right. Vicki Andrews was sitting there in her Florida home and she was like leaned into the camera. All the smokers, like everybody was like this on the Zoom call. And all of a sudden, every smoker was like, holy shit, look at this lady. We've known her our whole lives on these Zoom calls. We didn't know she was this fucking unhinged with the Bob Marley. Are you guys seeing this? Like, it was wild. Nobody took their eyes and ears off the screen. We were like, Anne, come back. And then she did, and she was fine. But the reefer, I was like, who brought the reefer? Who is microdosing mushrooms? I was like, Anne, is that even legal? I didn't know. Does she have an accent? Because you can say anything with an accent. Anne does not have an accent. No. Well, she kind of does. She's like a New England or Northwestern or whatever she is. She lives up there like near Maine or something. Look at Anita Card. She's doubling down. She's like, Anne, we're on to something. It's okay. Anita Card was just as serious as Anne. Like everybody else was just like jaw on the floor, cigarette hanging out of the mouth. Everyone was like, wait, like I couldn't blink. Oh, she's East Coast. I couldn't blink. Everybody else, Anita Card and Mar Lugo were just like, they were like, yeah, so true. It's absolutely right. It's so true. Yeah. Like they were totally like they were all talking about something none of us had privy to, like knowledge to. We were like, so you guys just like project into another atmosphere and they just do it at will. And I was like, this sounds very Scientological. No one else could follow, but those three women were like, oh yeah. I leave my rectum all the time in the night. And then I come back in the morning and get ready for work. Anita and I are going to astral project. Anita and I are going to astral project to Antarctica and come back with the goods. Godspeed, girl. Godspeed. I have to say, I love Original Anne. She's a very dear friend of mine. But I learned something new. Hey, Stacy, I love you, girl. It does sound painful, but I don't think there's any pain involved. But Anne's going to leave with Anita, and they're going to come back. They're going to take a little trip near springtime, and they'll come back, and they're going to report back to us on what the fuck they found. And they'll come back in through the rectum, and up to the head they go, and open and operate those eyeballs. Liz, this is sound advice. Take this from Liz. She's older than us. Girls, buy a drone. It's safer. There's no anus involved. Okay, but to be fair, Anne, Mar Lugo did really say, she was like, as long as you stay attached through the belly button. And I was like, what? Like this keeps getting crazier. I was like, I got to go get something to eat or something. I got to take a break. Like, am I hearing this? Rectum damn near killed him. I felt like I was high as shit. I felt like that time I took a gummy with Tommy. I was like, this is crazy in real time that like I'm hearing this, but I was like, am I hearing this? Like, am I making this shit up? I tried to share my body out of body experience. You shut me down. Oh yeah, because so we get through it finally, and Anne leaves. And I was sad to see her go. But she tapped out. She got tired. She had to work. And I was like, okay. And then we move on for like 2 or 3 more hours, and it's totally back to normal. And everybody's back down to earth. Everybody's back behind their eyeballs, operating their face like they should be. Yep. And then all of a sudden, Kat is like back at the Bob Marley concert, and she's like, I left my body and went to Africa. And I was like, Kat. I was like, no, girl, we already did this. Remember, we already did this. I was like, we're not doing this anymore. You're scaring the crowd. And she was like, so I went to Africa, and I was like, Kat, girl. I was like, no, Kat, you're scaring us. I was like, everybody is raising their hand in fear right now. Like they're asking me to shut this down. Kat was like, and I saw the elephants, and I was like, okay, all right, just everybody let her do it. I was like, let her get it out. Just let her get it out. Let her talk it out, everybody. I thought the whole thing was fascinating. Robin, you really brought some too yesterday. You were quite wise. You always are. Thank you, Robin. And I'm glad you were there. Thank you for being a member. Thank God I work with weed. It was pretty damn, don't get her started, Anne. Don't do this. You guys need to have your own Zoom call for this. That was crazy shit. Do you guys remember that? Kat just blew through it like a boundary, like anybody else. So I was like, Kat, girl. She was like, and I went to Africa. And she was like, they were on a safari and I saw the lions. And I was like, Kat, stop. Kat. I was like, please, Kat, come back. I was like, Kat, come back. It was pretty, yeah, it was pretty good. I would love a Zoom. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was out there. But I don't know why I was so opposed to it either. I was like, this is all Scientological. Like, it totally reminded me of the Markhab Confederacy and Xenu Overlord and all those stories. Love you, Heather. Me too. Me too, Trixie. I support beautiful, smart women. No self sabotage, encouragement, and honesty doesn't come easy. Unfortunately, that is so true. Why is that though, Virginia? I want to talk more about I was freaking out. I want to talk more about this. I really do because I think that we are fucking brainwashed. Something isn't right. And now I'm starting to get in the conspiracy theory with Anne and Anita and Kat and Marlugo. I think like there's more to this. I think like we're coded wrong. Why do we all do it? Don't you think it's weird? Don't tell me it's just our upbringing. I think it's weird. I think it's like we all have this weird same way of thinking. How can we break it? Next time they get a breakout room. Yeah, next time we're gonna do their own Zoom. We're gonna have 2 Zooms next time. We're gonna have a link for like when you need to float off literally into the other room and talk about your telepathy there. We love you girls, but Shelly Kelly, thank you for your super chat. You break it with age. I know you are, Hope. You break it with age. Trixie's face was killing me too. Trixie is hilarious. I've not heard those, but you've talked about them, Pat Jonas. We live in the Matrix. Okay, well, I don't disagree with that. You watch because now astral projection will show up in our algorithms because of this, probably, and it's all been kicked off by Original Anne. The last person I would have thought. The last person. Buffy, Gertie is doing really well. Plus, she's little. I wanted to show you guys before I leave. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, hype this video after. Like button, subscribe. Okay, please do that. Guys, this has nothing to do with anything, but a friend of mine sent this necklace to me like a week ago, and I keep meaning to show it. This is a friend of mine in Kansas City. And you know how I love those big rings from Donna's dress shop? Donna had a big sale in Kansas City last week, and she picked this up for me, and I got it in the mail. And it was made, this was made by this, the big rings that I wear are handmade by a couple in Nepal, which is really cool. I don't have any on today, but you've seen them. I wear them a lot, like big giant rings. And they made this piece, and I don't know when I'll wear it. I mean, it's really amazing. It's a giant chunk of labradorite and moonstone, and it's carved into the head of a lion. And my friend was like, I thought of you when I saw this because of your strength lately. And I thought that was so cool. I will wear this in the summer with caftans. I don't know how else I'm going to style it, but it is so fucking it's heavy, and it is such a cool piece. And I like the chain. Look at this. It's a flashy piece of labradorite. Look at the flash on that. It's carved into a lion. And then it has moonstone all around it. Now, this isn't entirely my style because it's so, I don't usually do, I do big rings, but I don't usually do, what would you call this? Statement piece jewelry. I know it's heavy too. But I think with a caftan, like styling this with a caftan will be amazing. But I love the flash of the labradorite. I wish Geoplanet Jane was here. She likes labradorite. Isn't that amazing? I don't even know how they did it. It's very heavy, Hope. That was so nice of her. Look at the back. Like, they really do an amazing job. Hey, Jennifer Minton. It's really cool. Like, it's so detailed. Look at that. Look at the carving. I just thought that was cool. I've been meaning to show it to you guys. Punky, everybody wants to see you real quick. Punky really hates this fucking cold. She says, I'm just going to shit on the rugs. I know, Mama E. Here she is, Buffy. Here she is, Jennifer Ogle. Punky, you're really tawny. And she says, I just don't really do this. We want to move to Florida. That's what we want to do. We want to move to Florida. And so that's our plan and shit. Um, Thank you, Hope. I don't understand how we treat each other, Virginia Martinez. I don't either. It's become a really sick addiction. Thank you, D5 Melbourne. Yeah, Mimi, it was really cool. Oh, Armine, go to bed. Thank you, Vicky Andrews. Really small though. And she says, we really hate the snow. It really gets in the way of my footy papas from Whoville and shit. And she says, I just get, do you have power? Angie Mo, I'm assuming you do. And she says, I'm just really tawny. I didn't know I was going to be this small. And she says, I'm not a candidate for this kind of weather and shit. Really tawny. Did you know that you were going to be this dainty girl? Did you know it at all? You're really small. Dainty kisses. I know, Robin. The necklace was cute with the plain black tee. Maybe a peasant skirt. Yeah, I agree, Tash. Like we could really, this would be cute with like a ruffle black tee and then like a big flowy skirt. It's very boho. I can style the shit out of this. I can make it work. Yeah, she does. Kim is blue. She hates this weather. We all do. Yeah. What is today? I'm really off. An 18-hour Zoom call, 17 and a half hour Zoom call threw my shit off. I got a few hours of sleep last night. I literally went to bed at 6 a.m. The sun was coming out. I went to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. That I don't think I've ever partied that hard in my life. And I cannot believe, Jen, I am so glad that you were there. I hope you'll come back. I don't expect you to. No, Linda. Jen, I don't expect you to. I know that you have a very busy life and I love that you shared that with us, but you were amazing and you're super cute. Everybody loved your bangs and you had such a good smile. Thank you for sharing with us and thank you for your super chat. I've never partied like that. I want to say thank you to everybody who came to that. I feel like this is what the haters can't stand. This is it. Connection. And they're probably not even going to believe it. Like they probably don't even believe right now what I'm saying. 17 and a half hour of a Zoom call. And we had what? Our usual 45 with the mods, 50 people in there. The Zoom was cleansing. It was. That's incredible for that many people. Yeah, Robin, they're anti-magic. For that many people, like people took the day off the next day from work, for that many people to get together and stick around that long. It's real connection, Liz. And I said this in the Zoom yesterday and I meant it. And it came out of my mouth and I've never said this before, but it organically, my thoughts. It was Hope. You cannot kill what's real. I'm not trying to sound all weird here, but you can't. You can't take away what's real. How else could you put that? It's the truth. Riley's human. You were really cute. And I love your new apartment. It's my self-care too. You cannot stomp out, I don't know, the truth, or I was saying what's real. This is real. It's real connection. It's a real, we can look at each other, but like for people to stick around for 17 and a half hours. Now, the haters love to twist things. They love to change it up to make it evil. So people are going to put out there like, oh, okay, that's not a cult. That's not, like they're going to twist it and make it dirty. They're going to make it dark. They're going to try to, what do you mean, Victoria? Turn it into something bad. But the truth is, it was pure light. It was pure light. You can't do that. That's what I'm saying. They try, they twist, they're going to do everything like that. But me too, Karen Dahl. It was, once you see, you can't unsee, Charlie. I love getting to know you guys better. It feels so organic and genuine. I really enjoyed you and Kat and Jen yesterday. You guys were really opened up yesterday. Anita Card. We have never not claimed that it's a cult. It was a total slumber party, Jen. And it was just, think about that for a minute, though. That's not even realistic to most people to be like, I had a Zoom call that lasted 17 and a half hours and no one wanted to leave. Like, we couldn't stop talking. We were laughing. I mean, by the last couple hours, I was not getting tired. I was getting loopy. I was getting like really giggly and silly. But I was like laying in my bed, just like laughing at Sophia's brother. But I just want to point that out. It was very validating because it's so true. Queen Elizabeth, Gabby says, was known for saying to be seen is to be believed. Interesting. It was just extremely validating. And I have to say, for all of us to get together and want to be there for that long is, hey, Debbie, Love and Life. I need to join that level so I can attend. They sound so amazing. How many people are usually there? Debbie, I would love to have you there. It varies. It's usually between 40 and 50 people, 40 and 50, I would say. And it's so much fun and everybody laughs and everybody talks. And that's why we make them so long so that anybody can jump in as many times as they need to be validated, be seen, be heard. Some people share really heavy stuff from their childhood. Some people share really heavy losses or really heavy medical situations going on right now, things that are worrying them. Some people share how great their marriage is and all the secrets to that. It just varies. We get to meet everybody's family typically. They bring their kids on. Hey, Bethany, I want to do the Zoom, but I'm really shy and don't talk that well with people I don't know. So, Bethany, that's the cool part. No pressure. Do not ever feel like you have to. But like Kim Leanne has been coming for months and months and months. I think yesterday might have been the first day she talked. We have probably 6 to 8 people who join that Zoom and they literally sit there the whole time on mute. They don't speak. I validate them. I say hello. I tell them welcome. I tell them, it's good to see you again, but they choose not to talk. They're kind of like in here, there's lurkers, but they come to the Zoom and they say this, they'll type in the comments and they'll go, I'm just here because it's so positive to feel the connection, but I don't want to talk. And I'm like, no one's going to make you talk. So it's totally up to you, but don't feel like you have to come. It's just a lot of fun, but you don't have to participate. Some people just really get the connection sitting there listening. It's not just women. We had a couple of gentlemen. Men are always welcome. Yesterday, we only have one guy, but last month we had 2. Joel Sachs, I think, yeah, and Darius. I mean, usually it's mainly women. How long was it? Was it intermittent? One time. It's usually like 8 to 10 hours. But yesterday it was our longest. It was 17 and a half hours. It was really long. We've gone before. I think our longest before was like 14 hours. Yes, Hope. We've done 12. We've done 13. Yeah, Sherry LeBron, it was. And so it's just a no pressure situation. I'm not trying to sell it on you guys. I'm just saying it's extremely therapeutic for me and it's very validating for me. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yesterday was a big cleanse for so many of us. I agree. There was some kind of a shift. I think that was my favorite one. But it was so it's very validating for people to sit down and just open up and talk and give you their full attention. And you feel like you're in a safe space to do it. That's what I do here. That's okay, Bethany. Again, some people don't talk at all. But it's very validating for me to sit there with a group of people who want to sit there with me for that many hours. Who the hell does that? Like, honestly, who does that? You're not going to want to do that typically with family. Tommy wouldn't talk to me on the phone for that long. Like, most people just would be like, I'm burnt out. I got to get out of here. It's not. It flows just right. It's just very, very, again, validating for me. And just, you don't feel ick. You don't feel pressure. At least I didn't. Yeah, Buffy, you came and you barely did talk. Yeah, you showed us your dog Jet. My kids were eager for the update on how long we stayed on. I can't believe it. I told Huxley this morning because he's off school because of the weather. I said, I was making my coffee and I like barely had my eyes open this morning. And he was like, "Hey, mom." And I was like, "I have a really bad headache." I said, "I just went to bed a couple hours ago." He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I just went to bed at like 6 o'clock in the morning." And he was like, "What?" Like, I know. I've never partied like that. It's a form of self-care for me, Kim, and I think most of us would share in that with you. It is absolutely a form of self-care, and I do believe that, but self-care is subjective. So when my therapist says when stress goes up, self-care goes up, some people go get a massage, some people go get a pedicure, some people, if you're loaded, take a trip somewhere, some people take a nap, some people go take a really hot fucking Epsom salt soaking bath. Some people paint their toenails. Like self care can mean a lot of things. For me, self care is the Zoom call, my channel, and therapy. I would say that that's my top self cares. Lumen says much needed self care for all of us yesterday. Yeah. The Zoom call, I look forward to it every month. I always, like I was building for that days before yesterday. Like I was getting excited in my mind for it. I was like, I cannot wait for the Zoom call because to be honest, I don't sit around on the phone chatting with girlfriends or friends. I don't talk to a lot of people at all by choice. But I think by the time the Zoom call rolls around, me too, Nancy, I think by the time it rolls around, I'm just so excited to finally like have a connection with people. And I get that here, but I'm looking at the chat talking to you guys. It's different when you're looking at somebody's face. You can see their emotions, they tell their story. It's just very different and it's very healing. For me, it is. So thank you to the people who came, who support me, who do that. I appreciate it. You never have to, and I really, really am grateful for it. Debbie, I hate typing in the oh, we had Raymond there yesterday. I'm sorry, Raymond. You weren't there for very long. That's why I kind of forgot that we did have two men yesterday. I've been trying to wait. Sorry, I hate typing in chat. I've been trying to do so more often. Okay. But I am on a computer all day for work. So I get it. But I would love to chat on a Zoom. Yeah, it's really fun. So we do them the last Sunday of every month. So that's when we'll do it again here in a few weeks. Hanging out with my friends and family once a month is so rewarding and soul soothing. It really is. And it's not for everyone. I said this yesterday to the new people. It's the last Sunday of every month, Gabby. Yeah. I said this to the new people who were there yesterday. I was like, this isn't for everybody. So, like, I appreciate you testing it out. But we do have some people that come once or twice and they're like, yeah, not for me. There's also people I think who get the impression that they have to be there the whole time. You don't. Show up when you feel like it, leave, come back. We had a few people do that yesterday. They were like, we'll be back in a couple hours. And they just jumped back on. I get self-conscious about trying to fight my way into the conversation, Raymond. I thought you did great. You said a lot. You just weren't there very long. I'm really glad that we do it. I have to be honest, the Zoom call was not my invention. We had a lady that used to come on this channel all the time. She was so nice. I met her in Clearwater, Sandy McKenna. She's really a nice gal and she was super smart. And she was like, what can you do? I was going to do memberships, but I didn't want to just do memberships and not offer anything. And then, so a lot of channels do members only streams. I didn't think that was interesting enough. I was like, who cares? I have a Gertie hair. Sorry. Got it. I was like, who cares about a members only stream? Honestly, because it's no different. I just felt like it wasn't cool for you guys. It doesn't seem like much of a treat for me to do a members only stream. How is it any different than what we're doing now? What am I going to do different? I'm just going to do a stream for the people who are paying for memberships. It just seemed dumb to me. I was like, we're not going to talk. It's not like we're going to have some secret meeting on a stream. So while you could say, well, what are you doing different on the Zoom? We can see each other. It's just very different. We can show each other things. We can meet your family if you want us to. Like, it's way more intimate, way more personal. And so that was Sandy McKenna's idea. And yeah, Sandy McKenna, I met her, Kim is Blue. Yeah, you met her too. She was really nice. She's, was she a New Yorker? She's the one who was like, I'm taking photos for the photo album. She was like, get in, I'm going to take some photos. I'm making a photo album. Yeah, it was pretty good. She was hilarious. I miss her. Virginia, thank you for gifting a membership. I love when you guys do that. It's really kind, Virginia. Thank you. You were great, Raymond. Appreciated your comments. He was. Raymond is very insightful. He's very insightful. Um, I really take it hard when people don't like me when I like them. So I'm uber paranoid that I'm going to annoy people. I think all of us have that problem unless you're a raging dick swinging asshole. Yeah, me too. It's just more personal. How many people are normally in the Zoom, Bethany? I would say between 40 and 50. We have members, and then of course the mods come. Obviously, they're not. I hope they're not. I've told them not to buy memberships. But the mods obviously are there too because they want to be. That's not kidding. I force them to be there. But between 40 and 50 people show up. It's really, really fun to have that many people. It really is. And I will just say this, it's really, really fun if you're having some kind of an issue. If you're having some kind of a problem, to sit there in that big of a group of women and a couple of men to give your problem, and then everybody kind of weighs in on it, you can get, now that can get to be a slippery slope because I'm trying to avoid like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, I grew up doing this, you should do that, my mom used to do it. Like, I don't want that unless I'm asking for it. And so if you have something that you want, yeah, it's very validating, Pat, but if you have something that you want to bring up and go, what do you guys think, it can be incredibly helpful to have someone or a group of people who have experience with that, who can weigh in and go, well, I've been through that before, and here's what I do, or here's what happened to me. Like, it's just, it's, you soak that, I do anyway. That is part of me being a verbal processor. I soak that shit up. It's connection. And I think I really, really crave connection. I'm shocked, right? Like, I just didn't grow up with any connection, and I've been looking for it my whole life, and I've really found it here on this channel. Different perspectives can be helpful. No question, Trixie. Yeah, 40 to 50 people and many come and go, says Vicky. That's so true. Vicky hopped off and then she came back. Like, she's a lady about town. It's often venting or without needing or wanting solutions, Pat, is so true. Nobody oversteps. Nobody's like, here's what you need to do. It's just, it just flows. It's really helpful. I find it very helpful. So thank you for those who, yeah, Hope, I know you do. Thank you to those who came to the Zoom, but to those who are like, rub it in, I didn't get to go, don't feel that way. The only difference is it's more intimate because I'm looking at me right now, and looking at all of your faces is just, it's so, Holly says it's so validating that I can't help but blurt it out. Yeah. Do you know the age range of these people? Not that younger people don't have valid information. I do like the information from older people. I would say the age range, Gabby, is probably who's our youngest, Catherine B. All the way up to people. So I would say 30s to 70s, people from their 30s all the way up to 70. It's a really good, great mix. And the other cool thing that you would love, Gabby, that I love, is they're from all different parts of the world. Sophia's in Germany, 58, 49, 59, 47. Sophia's in Germany. Armine, Lydia Krause, Ellie J are in the UK. Martin used to come. He's Danish. Pat Jonas and Helena are Australian. Kim Leanne, I just found out, is Australian. I thought she was just some lady in Ohio. Joel Sachs came from South Africa. So look, most of these people are ranging from like 40s to 60s. Yeah, Catherine B is 34. Stella. Catherine B might be the youngest, but Stella would be close by that. My point is, Stella's in the UK as well. True. My point is, the cool thing, Gabby, there you go. Gabby, you would love it then. I use that group too to bounce things off of. It's a sounding board for sure, and we all do it. But what you would also love is I just love, is it like the diversity? I love how we have like tons of Canadians. That's true. Lacey Silver, Joanne Hawley. There's just so many people from all over the world. So you've got all these perspectives, all these different cultures, all these backgrounds, men and women, and it is just like, wow. It's a powerhouse. Okay, Vicky's 73. I wondered, Vicky, I wondered if you were in your 60s. Marissa Martin, you're young. Sarah Blackshear, you're 64. I would have never guessed that. So it's just a great range. But again, I'm not trying to sell this on you guys. I'm just celebrating it because it really helps me. It grounds me. They're a good sounding board. They listen. Everybody's really attentive. It's incredible. It really is. It's worth checking out. Some people come and they never come back, right? Like it's just not for them. And that's okay. Like I'm fully accepting of that. We're not for everyone. Guys, I love you. And I really want to say thank you for being Zoom call members. Thank you for being any member. Thank you for just hitting the like button, the subscribe button. That helps. And it's very kind. Thank you for the super chats tonight, the memberships, gifted memberships, Virginia. I mean it. I'm very grateful to you guys. It works. I want this to work forever. I want to continue on this. It's a no judgment zone. Riley's human. I love that. Thank you for being a member. I love having you there. Yeah, so much wisdom, Robin, and you brought a lot of it. Hope, I was so glad to have you there. And what you shared with us was, you were very vulnerable. I love you too, Trixie. It's really amazing. It's a lot of fun. So thank you guys for being there, for lifting me up. Again, I've gotten like 2 or 3 hours of sleep and I still feel good. I'm writing that, like it was just like this dopamine hit. I'm serious. I needed that. I needed the connection bad. I for some reason really needed it this month. So thank you for listening to me. Please hit subscribe before you leave. Hit the like button, and I will be back tomorrow. Everybody be careful in this weather. I love you guys. I mean it. Thank you for your time. And I'm sorry I sang the We Stand Tall song for anyone who got offended by that. Love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Here comes Fred, guys.